Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Commanders. We're diving into a hypothetical trade scenario that has been buzzing around the NFL circles lately, an intriguing possibility that could significantly impact the NFC East landscape. Imagine Dalton Kincaid, the Bills' promising tight end, making his way to Washington. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just some rumor floating around. It's a strategic move that could redefine how the Commanders operate offensively, especially when you consider the current state of the team and the league. So let's break down what this trade would look like and why it makes sense for Washington. The Buffalo Bills, sitting at 9-3 and fighting to keep their playoff momentum, are in a tight spot financially with a cap space of just around $1.8 million. They're also facing some roster challenges, particularly at the tight end position. Kincaid, who's been a bright spot on the Bills' offense, has missed 2 games due to concussion issues. And with a tight cap situation, Buffalo might be willing to part ways with him, especially if they can net a couple of high draft picks, specifically a 2nd and a 4th rounder in the 2026 draft. Bold move, but one that could give the Bills some extra flexibility to bolster their wide receiver core, which they're prioritizing more at this stage of the season. Now, why would Washington be interested? Well, the Commanders have been looking for ways to elevate their offensive game, especially with Taylor Mariota at quarterback. Mariota, known for his mobility and ability to extend plays, could really benefit from a tight end like Kincaid. The guy is an absolute mismatch nightmare. He's got a 15.4 yards per reception average in 2025, with 29 catches for 448 yards and 4 touchdowns in just 8 games. That's pretty impressive for a tight end, especially considering his route-running ability and how he's able to create separation. According to PFF, Kincaid has an 89.2 grade, which puts him among the top tight ends in the league. What makes Kincaid particularly attractive is his ability to work the intermediate routes, with an average YAC, yards after catch, of 4.8 yards per game, and he's also very effective in red zone situations, with a plus 0.35 EPA expected points added per target. His career stats are solid, over 200 yards and 8 touchdowns in his time at Buffalo, with a route win rate against linebackers of 81%. His 2025 stats highlight his consistency, averaging 56 yards per game, with a target share of 68% on checkdowns, and he's able to get open with just 2.4 milliseconds of separation. Now, let's think about how this would impact the Commanders' offense. The team has been relying heavily on short passes, around 42% completion on shorter routes, but adding a player like Kincaid would give them a new dimension. He could stretch defenses vertically and create mismatches that defenses aren't prepared for, especially when paired with the likes of Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. His ability to run precise routes and make tough catches in traffic could help the Commanders improve their red zone efficiency, potentially boosting their red zone scoring rate by around 12%, similar to the trade impact seen with George Kittle back in 2023. Kincaid's blocking isn't bad either. He has a 75% win rate when engaged in blocking assignments, which means he can contribute to the running game as well. Washington's rushing attack, led by Brian Robinson Jr., could benefit significantly if defenses have to respect Kincaid's threat in the passing game. His presence would also help open up lanes for Robinson and other runners, making the offense more versatile and unpredictable. Now, let's talk about the numbers. With Kincaid, the Commanders could see a boost of around 800 yards and 8 touchdowns over the course of the season. His addition could elevate their EPA, expected points added on offense, by approximately 15%, which is a huge jump for a team looking to make a playoff push. The chemistry between Mariota and Kincaid could be immediate, especially on third downs, where Kincaid's route running and hands would be critical. In fact, with Kincaid in the lineup, the team's third down conversion rate could climb from the current 48% to nearly 58%, making it much easier to sustain drives and put points on the board. Now, some of you might be asking, what about the odds? Well, if this trade were to happen, the betting odds for the Commanders to make a deep playoff run or even contend for the division could see a significant shift. Right now, the odds are sitting at plus 100-0 for a Super Bowl victory, but with Kincaid, those could improve to around plus 60-0, reflecting the added firepower and offensive potential. It's a long shot, yes, but in the NFL, a single move like this can turn the tide, especially when you're talking about a player who can come in and immediately impact the game in clutch moments. And let's not forget, Kincaid's role wouldn't just be about numbers. He's a subtle yet vital piece, a true mismatch creator who can manipulate defenses, open up space, and orchestrate the flow of the game. His ability to read defenses and find soft spots in coverage would make him a valuable asset in the Commanders' offensive scheme, especially with their current quarterback situation. His presence could be the difference maker on third and long situations, and his red zone efficiency could become a critical factor in close games. In essence, the potential acquisition of Dalton Kincaid by Washington would be a strategic move, aimed at maximizing the team's offensive output and creating a more dynamic, unpredictable attack. It would also send a message to the NFC East and the league that the Commanders are serious about competing now, not just dreaming about the future. With Kincaid, Washington could fill some of the gaps left by other offensive weapons and bring a new level of explosiveness that defenses will struggle to contain. Now, I want to hear from you, the real fans. Would you be on board with this trade? Do you believe Kincaid could be the missing piece for Washington's offense to finally break through and make a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together, and as always, let's keep that passion burning bright for the burgundy and gold.